Good afternoon. It's November 30th, 2014, and I wanted to announce to everybody that we're having a major coin auction coming up the end of December, week before Christmas. Might be 3, maybe 4 days, not exactly sure. Hope to advertise it on ProxyBid, iCollector, possibly even eBay Live. My name's McKee, and I've been doing this coin business for 34 years full-time and about 50 years part-time. My father started me in it back in the 1960s. My first coin purchase in about 1963 at 8 years old was a 1955 Franklin half in BU condition at $8.50. Today you can buy the same coin for almost that same price. Anyway, some people ask me, what do you know about coins and what was the most valuable coin you've ever purchased? Well, the most valuable coin I ever handled was an 1895 plain Morgan dollar. I sold that quite a few years ago for $25,500 in one of our auctions. I also sold one a couple of years later that belonged to Alberta Friday, who was a lady from Albia, Iowa. And she had a specimen that was only in AU condition, and it brought $13,750. Now, people want to know, how do you know the dates of these coins and so forth? Well, I guess you just have to study, and you have to pay attention. You have to basically grow up in the business. It's easy to know that the Indian head cents are of any value, Indian cents starting in 1850. And going up through 1909. The ones most valuable are pre-1900, but the 1908S is still worth several dollars, maybe $30 to $50 in average condition, and a lot more than that uncirculated condition. The 1909S is worth over $100 in average condition, and quite a bit more than that in AU to uncirculated condition. In Lincoln cents, a 1909S, 1909 SVDB, the 14D, the 22 plain, the 24D, the 22D is not too bad. The 10S, 11S, 12S, 13S, 14S are all worth keeping. The 15S is worth keeping. A lot of the other ones are worth just a couple of cents, 2 or 3 cents. 1955, they made a double die that's worth, some of them in uncirculated condition, worth $1,000 or more. 72 plain, they also made a double die that's worth several $100s. Going into Jefferson nickels, the 1950D, the 39D, are the most key date. 38D is worth a little bit of money as long as it's in high grade, and the 50D, of course, in BU condition can be bought today for around $10. One of the first coins I sold in a show back in 1963 was a 50D nickel that brought $18.50 at the time. Today you can buy a nice, brilliant uncirculated specimen for around $10. Going and moving on into the Mercury dimes, the 1916D, the 26S, 31 plain, and 31D are the most valuable. And those are very valuable in high-grade condition and even circulated condition. They're fairly scarce. The 16D being worth close to $1,000 in circulated condition and much, much more in uncirculated condition. Moving on into Washington quarters, the 1932 D and S are the key dates, and in very good condition, they're worth nearly $100 a piece. The 37S is in uncirculated, it's worth maybe $50 to $100. The rest of them are worth basically silver value in average circulated condition. Moving into the Walking Liberty halves, a 16D, the 17 plain D and S, including the obverse varieties, are all more valuable. The 21 plain D are very valuable, worth $100 or more. The 38D is worth close to $100 or more. In uncirculated condition, worth much, much more, as well as any of the rest of the coins in the Walking Liberty series in uncirculated condition. Moving into the Franklin halves, of 49D and S are fairly scarce. The 49S is worth maybe $100 in uncirculated condition. All the rest of the Franklin halves are worth close to bullion in average circulated condition. Moving into silver dollars, I already told you about the 1895 plain. that's worth several $1,000s in even the lowest grade. A 93S is also a scarce coin. 95O, 95S are both scarce coins. And any of the Carson City mints are very valuable coins. Now, I think back of all the coins that I've owned, probably the most fun were probably the pattern coins. But you very seldom see pattern coins anymore. They were designed and sold as experimental coins trying to decide on designs for various U.S. coins. The U.S. gold coins, a fun collectible, they start with a fractional series in the California fractionals, and there will be quarter and 50-cent and dollar fractional currency. Moving into the U.S. $1 gold pieces, you can find many of them to buy today in average circulated condition in the $200 range. The 2.5 Indians, or 2.5 gold pieces, which I used to buy all the time for around $100, now are worth close to $200 or more. And certain scarce dates, like the early O mints, the Carson City mints, the Dahlonega mints, are all worth quite a bit more. In the Indian series and the Quarter Eagle series, the 1911D is probably the key date, and it's worth over $1,000. In the $5 Indian series, a 29 plain and the 29O are both fairly scarce coins in the $5 Indian series. Many of the $5 Liberty series are worth more as long as they're from the Dahlonega mint, the Carson City mints. There's a few plain mints that are limited to 10 or 15 to 20,000 pieces. Those are always fun to look forward to. You need to grab your red book and take a look and see what you find in those. In the $10 Indian series, Indians are always popular. The Liberties are more affordable. Used to be I'd buy the two at $10 Liberties all the time for a couple $100, but today they're probably several $100, maybe $400 or $500 a piece. A $20 Liberty gold piece is worth over $1,000. $20 St. Gaudens are worth over $1,000. And when you get into the $50 gold pieces in the old style, not the new style, but the old style, you're looking at several $1,000s per coin. Well, it's been nice visiting with you. I just wanted to tell you that our auction service is always available. If you have extra coins that you would like to sell, be glad to give us a call, and we'd love to have your collection added to our future auctions. My name's Owen McKee. I'm with McKee Coins in Ottumwa, Iowa. Our address is 213 East Main Street in Ottumwa. Zip code is 52501. If you want to give us a call sometime, our telephone number is 641-684-6006. Well, I appreciate you watching my video. I hope you watch many of the more ones that I have placed on YouTube and on Facebook. You can always search my name. My name is Owen McKee. I also list myself as user handle or user ID name Docowen, D-O-C-O-W-E-N. Well, I hope that I've been of some help to you, and I welcome your comments on my video. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye.